Hello everybody, how is life treating you today? Good? That's awesome. Bad? Too bad. I hope you're having a good day. Today we're going to be doing something a bit different. I'm going to show you guys how I draw my Dragon Ball faces. To start off with, almost in all of my drawings, I always do circles for faces. That's my preferred method, and I'm going to show you how I apply it with Dragon Ball. We're going to do a circle. What I do to get the head shape is that I divide this into 3 sections. There we go. Those are 3 sections. Can do it prettier. These 3 sections are gonna help us draw a Dragon Ball face. I don't know if this is not how you're supposed to do it, but this is how I do it. Let me show you 2 examples. One will be facing forward, while the other will be slightly slanted. This is basically what I do to know where my head shape is going to be directed at, and I draw these circles on the sides so that I can see a clear distinction between my side of the face and the front part of the face. Yeah, as you can see, it sort of helps your eyes visualize it better. So here, usually with Dragon Ball characters, I give them a small chin. I believe with Dragon Ball, it helps a lot better to have smaller chins just because that's how the art style, if it's better with it. Feel free to correct your lines, get them a little straighter. Here I try to maintain the chin under this line that we drew for the center of the face, and we connect the jawline. Here, this is where the face curves, so we go in a little bit through here. The cheek then goes onto the side like this. All right, you can see the general Dragon Ball shape here. The ear, we can see we're already on this side of the face. Your ear should land around this middle section, so you know it's on the right position. Dragon Ball ears are usually kind of big, so there we go. And I fit the ears within these 2 sections of the face, the middle section. It usually works pretty well. There we go, pretty simple shapes. And the eyes depend really on how elevated the face is. If they're facing very low, then the eyes are gonna go very low, because Dragon Ball characters have very extreme positioning. If it's gonna be towards the center, then the eyes are still a little low, and so I usually do it around this section of the face. Here's another one. Eyebrows are very big in Dragon Ball, so I usually end them close to the ear, but I leave enough space so that we can draw the hairline a little bit right now. Not exactly connected to the hairline, but not too far, so around here is good. I give a little bit of curve to the eyebrows because that's how I like Dragon Ball characters. A little bit of curve and a little bit of curve there. One of the eyebrows is a little bigger. That's all right. Make it a little bit bigger. Then the nose. I go for the lower triangle method. This face is sort of looking down a bit. The nose is gonna look angled downward like that. And if you want, you can also add the side of the nose. It really depends on your style, but this is how I usually do it. The eyes, you don't want them to be very together because then the eye itself is very big. As you can see, it looks a bit off, right? What I usually do is that I give the eyes a bit of space, a little bit past the nose, so that it doesn't feel like they're very close to each other. Around here is good, and around here is good. Cave it in from under the eyebrow, so like that, and give it a little bit of curve there. We repeat for the other eye. And as you can see, one of the eyes seems a bit bigger than the other. Let's correct that. And if you feel like, oh, it's not looking that great, the good thing about digital art is that you can select things and move them around. Maybe a bit less slanted would work. I usually draw the 2 little shadow shading that happens at the end of the lips. It usually helps me determine how the mouth is gonna look. For example, if I were to do this and then put one of this here for a bit of a smirk, but right now I want it to be a round, so we will go with this. All right, now let's do it for this side. And the eyebrow shouldn't be crossing the side of the face, so it will end somewhere around here. And they should go around the same height, so let's try to aim for the other end to end here. Now let's do the eyes and the nose. I believe it is a little too high. Let's lower it down a bit. And quite honestly, the results are not being really good. I guess that's because I'm trying to explain while I am drawing it. And who are we drawing here? We're drawing Goku. Goku has 4 hair strands in front of his face. So let's give him his 4 hair strands. Right now, we're gonna go over this sketch. The next, I go for very close to the end of the jaw because Dragon Ball characters have very thick necks. This, I give them this muscles in their necks. We're gonna give him his blue shirt, and you can see his muscles, his chest muscles right there. Give him a bit of a Adam's apple. It is not looking exactly like Goku right now, but it will when we do the corrections. Right now, I just want to get the general size of his hair. So I'm just gonna go and do a shape sort of like this. And we can do some corrections for the size using this rough draft to refine it right now. And a lot of people struggle with the placement of the neck. From the front, it sort of just looks like it's coming down from the jawline. So when you do it on the side, you kind of assume, okay, so maybe it's coming from here, and you might do this, but it really just depends what angle you're doing. But from my experience, you have to take into consideration the head, and usually the rest of the head goes around like this. So your neck should be connecting to this part of the neck. So I usually just give myself a bit of space under the ear and start my neck from there. And you will see right now, the hair will be coming out from this side. Let's do a bit of correction right here, since the head was a bit bigger for the body, a little bit too big, but that's fine. And let's do the general shape of the hair. That way we can right now have a better idea of where we're going with it. So let's give him his 4 strands of hair. When he's looking off to the side, the only strands that are gonna be on his face are gonna be 2. The side of the face that is facing inward, so in this case it's going to be the left side, and you will be able to see 2 of his hair strands, and the others can go out. You don't have to force them in there. It's gonna look way too crowded on his face, and usually in Dragon Ball they just put the strand of hair off into the air, and they might add the other one coming out like this. I just want to get the general shape. Who is this? This looks like Fraud Crew right now. Don't worry guys, we're gonna fix it right now. Like, what is that hair? We're gonna have strands of hair coming out like that. Some on the side. And let's do the same for this one. Alright. Let's go ahead and do the correction. I usually set my brush to size 3. I can merge all of my layers together. Let's give it a bluish tone. So let's begin. I like the face shape here. I could have done the jawline a bit lower. The nose higher and a little bigger, mouth a little bit closer to the nose. Dang, this Goku looks pissed. And of course, we're missing the cheek lines. I think in general the whole face can go a bit down lower. Right there. We can just do the hairline a little bit lower like this. Dragon Ball characters have huge foreheads either way. And it is time now for the hair. There you go. As you can see, having the rough draft really helped us build the shape of everything. The shape of the face, the shape of the hair. And let's do the same with the other one. This one will receive a major upgrade. The side of the face should be symmetrical to the middle line that we drew at the beginning. So as long as it's something similar to that, you will be fine. Let's have him looking at us. Right, there we go. That's better. Is that better? I think that's better. Alright, so right now we're gonna lower the hairline just a bit. Oh yeah, look at that hair. Oh yes. I love when my characters start looking like whatever I'm supposed to be drawing. Let's have it go up from the very beginning. I believe that will make it look a little bit better, in my opinion. Since his head now is looking a little lower, I believe his whole hair should rotate upward, if that makes sense. I keep forgetting the cheek lines for some reason. The eyes on this one keep throwing me off. We could probably make them a little bit less slanted. Looks better. Oh yes, these are pretty good looking Gokus. I usually just give it shade, like a very dark shade, under the neck, depending on where the light source is coming. And there you have it. This is how I draw Dragon Ball characters. I always enjoy drawing Dragon Ball characters. Please let me know what you think. Support my channel, support whether you're watching on TikTok or YouTube, and I will see you guys in the next one.